today, we're splitting up that order a little bit. Representative Rice will be introducing the bill and then later when we're able to schedule legislative council, is really why I think we're not doing that today, just in case anybody was curious. So this is H 673. Maybe it'll become Act at some point, but it's H 673, an act related to Vermont's outdoor recreation economy. So Representative Rice, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, committee. Mike Rice, representative from Dorset.
Can't be no Tabor.
From Dorset, also representing Mount Tabor, Brewer and Langrove. Yeah, I'm here to introduce H 673, which is a bill having to do with outdoor recreation. You may recall last year, our committee received a number of outdoor recreation related bills, H 131, H 310, H 467. Two of them were short form bills. They all sort of dealt with different pieces of outdoor recreation economy and trail stewardship. So over the summer, FPR and the Trails and Greenways Council, some other stakeholders, some legislators did some work to sort of say, okay, what are the sort of pieces we really want to tackle first in that whole sort of outdoor rec and trail stewardship space. And the result of that work is H 673. So three main components in this bill. The first is that it would direct VOREC to, in consultation with Trails and Greenways Council, to conduct an outdoor recreation economic impact study. So we know, according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis, which is a nonpartisan source within the Federal Department of Commerce, that Vermont ranked recently second in the nation in terms of contributions to state GDP made by the outdoor recreation industry, and that is represents 5% of Vermont's economy, second only to Hawaii in the nation in terms of contribution to GDP as a result of outdoor recreation. And so this would allow a commissioning and economic impact study would allow us to dig deeper into that, what that looks like across the state. It would take a look, examine the impact at a county level, how it's distributed across activities, because we know that our outdoor recreation economy in Vermont is really diverse. It includes snow sports and mountain biking and hiking and fishing and boating and all. So really taking a look and seeing what across those activities, what's contributing where, and where the areas for growth are, as well as what are the carrying costs for stewardship currently across the industry. The second piece in the bill is that it would help to build staff capacity at the Trails and Greenways Council, which supports the trails and outdoor recreation community and also serves in an official advisory role to FPR. So that staff capacity will help to execute that statutorily required role that the Trails and Greenways Council fills, and also help to sort of continuously assess the needs of the trail stewardship community in Vermont. And then the third piece is that it would direct FPR and the Trails and Greenways Council to bring in a contractor to help to set up a universal trail best management practices system plan for Vermont, so that we know that there's a lot of excitement around and investment in trail building and expanding trails, but we also know that in the face of knowing how important it is to the economy, these trail systems, and also in the face of changing climates, that it's going to be really important for there to be BMPs sort of laid out across the state for how we maintain those trails and what stewardship looks like, so that we do protect both that economic and ecological interest that we have in outdoor recreation across the state. That's H 673.
Representative Levitt.
Can you tell me what you think the anticipated total appropriation for this would be?
Yes.
So breaking it down into the three pieces, there are small appropriations for each of the three pieces I described. So the economic impact study has a $200,000 appropriation. The staff capacity at VTGC has a $100,000 appropriation, and then the BMPs has a $50,000.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
350 total, 200, 150.
Okay, thank you.
Henry.
Is there currently a definition in statute somewhere? Like, is there around outdoor recreation? I'm just curious, like, it seems like a huge, it would encompass so much. Is there anything, is there a definition somewhere or is it in?
Yeah, no, I think that it would be a great question for Ellen when she is
Yeah.
able to join us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Representative Rice. You know, as a co-sponsor in this bill, I see, it's something that we started working on last year, and I like the way it's evolved. And I want to speak kind of initially in support of the economic ask as we're doing in the forestry sector. It's very important to get a handle on what this industry actually contributes to the GNP of our state, and separating, you have actually a very broad umbrella of the outdoor recreation industry as opposed to forestry, which is a little more limited. Without having this study completed, do you have a sense of what an approximate number of dollars that the VORAC industries really contribute to?
I don't have that number in front of me. I'm sure others might have it easily accessible, but the number that I have in front of me are those numbers that I cited at the beginning that, ranked second in the nation in terms of contributions and 5% of the overall economy driving from it.
But is it possible it's close to $2 million?
It's more than that. Well, yeah,
Way more.
just doing the math
If you
of,
think 5% of what our budget
right,
is.
right,
it's
yeah.
we have an $8.4 billion budget, so 5% of that is.
that's just the budget of the state. That's
Sheriff
right.
Ways and Means.
My question is probably premature, really, getting a handle on that.
Yeah, I think that those are numbers that are accessible to us. Yeah, I don't have it in front of me, but also, yes, I mean, I think commissioning, spending that, if you're looking at something that's 5% of the overall economy of the state, and we're saying we need, a couple $100,000 to really be able to dig into what that 5% looks like, how we can grow it, how it's spread throughout the state. It's a pretty small, I think that what you're getting at is that it's a pretty small ask to be looking at such an important piece of the economy.
Senator O'Brien.
Like, can you just remind me again what VORAC's made up of?
Vermont Outdoor Recreation Economic Collaborative.
But it's members from like FPR and there was some group that I thought was a collaboration between different agencies that were connected to this.
There's more
I'll
out
give it
to
back to us.
Yeah, I can, yeah.
And then I also see in the bill, the Business Alliance is also mentioned. I don't know if we had the group come in last year.
Not to my recollection now.
So, and then the council, Trails and Greenways Council, of course.
Which is Trails and Greenways Council is made up of organizations like the Mountain Bike Association and yeah.
Other questions for the bill presenter?
Oh. Well, doing this, what anticipated increase could you see in the revenue generated by outdoor activity in Vermont by doing this bill?
Well, I think that's a big part of what we'd be asking of that economic impact study.
Okay.
Is to show us sort of like where we are and then also where are the areas for growth, how can they grow, what can we do, and including in stewardship to really drive those
Right, okay.
growth areas and continue to see increases.
Representative.
Just more of a comment, why this is exciting, is there's no, the state of Vermont, from Northeast Kingdom to Slate Valley and everywhere in between, there's positive economic impacts all over our state. And that's exciting. And it's not necessarily weather dependent. Dry weather helps, I guess. That's very exciting.
Representative Pro.
Just a comment, I was just thinking about it. Because I had talked to Commissioner of FPR about their park seasons and about extending them because of the climate's different and the need for that. And I was just thinking about how this study, it would be nice. I mean, obviously there's policy stuff that we are doing, but it'd be nice to try to highlight maybe some of the points where legislation, because it sounds like that has to do somewhat with a temporary employee piece. And there we can only use employees for a certain amount of time, like to highlight some of the areas where maybe we can just change some policy to increase, and that would increase revenue and access and stuff like that. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll have Commissioner
Yeah.
Fitzko in on this bill.
Yeah,
It'd be interesting. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, so just tentatively, we have Ellen, I think, coming in Thursday. And then assuming the committee wants to hear more testimony, we do have several witnesses, I think, including the commissioner and then other folks who were in the committee last year, who I know would like to testify on the bill. So we'll wait for that before we have further conversations. And thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Now we're going to move on to another subject matter altogether. And I don't know, do we need to stop and restart, or are we okay to just keep going?
Sure.
Okay.
Maybe I'll restart.